One.
PokeRamble Podcast.
On this week's episode, we didn't head to Viridian City, but instead we went to the Pokemon Virtual Fest. We'll be giving our impressions whilst covering everything else that's been happening in the Pokemon world. We're sticking with that take. So, episode 12 of the PokeRamble Podcast. I'm your host, Kamal, that can't speak, and I'm joined as ever by someone who can speak, the Battle Frontier Brain himself, Amit. What's going on?
Hey, I'm good. I'm glad that you stuck with take 4.
Yeah.
Take 5 would have felt rough.
Yeah, it would have been very, very rough. What did the dog say when he heard the Pokemon ramble? Or the PokeRamble?
I don't know.
It was rough. There we go. So yeah, it's been another week of life. Anything new with you?
No, it's episode Butterfree, episode 12.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
excited.
I got that reference. I understood that reference because it's number 12 in the Pokédex.
But I wanted to say that episode Metapod is so far the best performing episode we've ever had.
Which is surprising, I'd say.
Yeah.
Because we've had better episodes, I'd say. But hey, thanks everyone for listening, as always. On any episode you've listened to, we greatly appreciate it.
Yes, we do.
We had a lot of fun this week, and I think we'll talk about it right now. Let's cue to the first topic. I've gone to a Porygon theme park. I've Porygon to a theme park. I've messed up twice today. Welcome.
That's actually a really good pun, but you are on fire today.
Yeah, if only I could get it out properly, that'd be great. Yeah, so the segment's called I've Porygon to the theme park. So, essentially what happened, we went to the Pokemon Virtual Fest. We experienced a Virtual Fest. It became one with us. How was it? What's going on? What is this about? Tell me all about it.
So, as we talked about in the podcast last week, Cluster, which is a Japanese company, have launched the Pokemon Virtual Fest, which is a theme park that is entirely virtual, free to access, and open to anyone in the world. So you and I did a let's play. We explored it.
Fantastic. You've caught the disease.
Everyone, you and I did a let's play in it earlier this week, where we just explored what is available in Virtual Fest so far. So I'm not going to spoil everything, but we did one of the missions. We went through the main theme park. We stared at a manhole cover for a while. It was good stuff.
We stared at various manhole covers for a while.
We did.
Oh my god. I've just realized something, dude. Do you remember I said to you that we had something for Pokemon Sleep?
Yes.
We do have something for Pokemon Sleep, apart from I've loaded the wrong video up. But anyway, I'll somehow do it whilst you're talking for.
Yeah, you'll solve that while I stall.
But yeah, no,
Gosh, you're on fire today.
It was a lot of fun, and I was surprised by a few things. One was how it implemented 3D sound. So yeah, that was quite interesting. 2, the background music. They've done various renditions of songs in Pokemon Sword and Shield, which was really, really delightful to hear, because they use instruments that you don't typically hear in a Pokemon game, which was nice. The other thing was they have like in-game could you classify it as a game, Pokemon Virtual Fest?
Yeah, I call it a game.
They have like in-game promotions, but for things in the real world, which is really interesting as well.
That's probably the coolest thing, is that just out of nowhere you walk up to one of these adverts and it's playing like a TCG advert, and suddenly your audio cuts to the advert, and you're like watching the advert as you're in the theme park. It's really cool.
Yeah, and you mentioned there was a few attractions, but we didn't realize one thing, and what is that?
Are you going to say that not all the attractions are open yet?
Yes, that was what I was steering to. So
we're going to have to do another trip.
Yeah. So why is that the case?
So it turns out that there are missions in Pokemon Virtual Fest, and the more people around the world who beat those missions, the more attractions that open up. So actually, 2 days ago, We had another attraction open, which we haven't yet explored. So we'll hopefully get to do that later this week. It'll be fun to do, and maybe they'll be even more open by then.
Yeah, the video of us going to the Pokemon Virtual Fest is on YouTube, and in the description as well, you've kindly put instructions onto how people can access the server on Cluster. So check it out.
Yeah. So now that we
ahead.
know it's accessible to anyone, now that we know, you don't have to just be in Japan. If you want to give this a go, you don't need VR. You can just play it on your phone. You can play it on your PC. Go and have a go. The description in the YouTube video for us playing this game has all the details you need. It's really straightforward to install.
He's got what you need. Yeah. Okay, I'm moving on. I don't know why I did that.
I love that at the moment you did that, we lost 3 viewers.
So the next segment is, so you want to be a Pokemon Masters? Pokemon Masters. There's an event running at the moment. What is that event, buddy?
The Rock-type egg event is on at the moment, and you can get your hands on a shiny Aerodactyl, or, as both of us discovered today, a shiny Kabuto.
Yeah.
What were the odds of both of us hatching a shiny Kabuto on the same day? It's got to be pretty slim.
It's over 9,000. No, I have no idea what the odds are for hatching a shiny. I think it's like 8% or 3%, one of those two, to hatch a shiny off a 3-star egg.
1.5%.
Okay, so what you said in that case.
So it's 1.5 times 1.5%. And then we only hatched 6 eggs today, so you get 3 chances each. I can't do that math in my head.
Yeah.
It's integers, it's a whole thing.
One of the two is very useful. Which one of the two is it?
Yeah, Shiny Kabuto, or Tech Kabuto if you don't get the shiny version, is incredibly useful for Pokemon Masters. Has an ability called, that basically, I can't remember the name of the ability now, but basically when you're in a sandstorm, it accelerates the move
Sands
gauge
of Time.
charge rate.
Sands of Time, because I thought it was a great
Sands
pun.
of Time.
Yeah, it was Sands of Time.
Yes. Very good. Prince of Persia, yeah, so it accelerates the charging rate of the move gauge, which is really handy if you pair it with Sandstorm users like Garchomp, but actually is also a really good way to just give your team speed investment without having to buff the speed stat. So it's incredibly useful.
It reminds me of Rosa, who had a move that used to do that.
Yeah, so you do need a bit of probably a bit of investment in Kabuto to give it the bulk that it needs to survive. You probably want to evolve it as well into Kabutops, but it's a really handy asset for particularly Sandstorm teams, but actually is useful on any team at the moment.
Do you think I should have booted up Darude Sandstorm here?
If you haven't nicknamed your Kabuto Darude, I don't know what you're doing.
Talking of Darude, here's a rude man, Cyrus. Apparently he's coming to the game with a Palkia. So this is a new legendary event, which we haven't had in quite a while. So that's quite interesting. So he's a new sync pair that's going to be added to the game. Now, we don't know when it's going to be added, but what do you speculate and why?
The summer event ends the morning, actually tomorrow morning the summer event ends. So in theory, this event may even be live this time tomorrow, which would be super exciting.
Are you going to stay up and save all your stamina for it?
Probably save a little bit of it, but I need to get some more rock eggs because I'm out. So I'll have to spend some stamina on that. And then it is what it is. I'm sure that even with the stamina at the rate it is, I'm sure that we'll be able to get all the prizes before the event ends.
So legendary events are a bit different from the events we got at the moment, just to let you know. So it's not going to be the same sort of travel map that we had for the summer event. So just be careful with your stamina to begin with and see how you get on. I suspect this is going to go through it's not a loot box, but it's kind of designed like a loot box feature to get further in the story. So save your stamina just in case for it. Yeah, that is it for Pokemon Masters, unless you've got anything to say about it. We're getting close to that summer anniversary. 1 year anniversary is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I'm excited.
We still haven't had that video yet. So do you think it's going to drop tomorrow with this new event, or
now that they've announced this? Yeah, now that they've announced this event, I imagine they'll probably give it a day or two, and then the video will release probably midweek on Wednesday.
Okay, fair enough.
That's my guess.
Shall we move on in that case?
Let's do it.
I'll get one Tapu Koko to go. Pokemon Calf news. What's happening in Pokemon Calf?
I like that you're more upbeat when you say it now.
Yeah, no, I thought, you know what, we need a change, and you're absolutely right. It's a waste not using that one, so credit goes to you for that title.
Nice. Yeah, we've got a Wobbuffet joining the game on Wednesday.
Wow,
and also
Wobbuffet.
Everyone's favourite member of Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Wobbuffet is joining the game on Wednesday, and you can recruit him to your cafe if you so choose.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a huge number of order stages coming. So basically new levels that you can take part in from Wednesday. We don't know at this stage how many there will be, but there's plenty more content coming to Pokemon Cafe. It seems like every week, but certainly this week there's quite a lot to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think there's not much to talk about Pokemon Calf, but I like coming back to this topic each week just to see like a new Pokemon being added in a very, very cute art style.
Yeah, just to see the art style every week, it's worth it.
And on that note, talking of art styles, we'll move on to our next topic. TCG. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. So the world in TCG, just to get this out of the way, Darkness Ablaze is released in the west. It's not released in the wet. You don't want to get your Pokemon cards wet. What's unique about this Darkness Ablaze set?
So it's comprised of two of the main Japanese sets that we've talked about over the last couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So the two star Pokemon are Charizard, which is where the Ablaze comes from, and Eternatus, which I assume is where the Darkness comes from, both with their V and VMAX forms. They're sort of the signature Pokemon for this set. Lots of exciting Pokemon in the set. Eternatus, the first Pokemon ever to allow you to play more than 5 basic Pokemon at any one time.
Blimey, that is a bit overpowered, isn't it?
Yeah, a bench of 8 Pokemon, so 9 Pokemon in play total. Go check it out. It's a really cool set. We've talked about a lot of the main cards when we were talking about the Japanese release. It's good fun. I like the set.
And a new set was announced in Japan. What is the name of the new set?
Yeah, weird that the release happened the same day as the announcement for the new set. Astonishing Volt Tackle is the translation of the name.
I don't think it's released just yet, but it's coming to Japan, isn't it? Just to clarify.
No, so it's just it was the release of the Western set came out on the same day as the announcement for the Japanese set.
Mm-hmm. And what does so I guess the main feature is, so we've seen artwork for 4 cards, this being Orbital V, Orbital VMAX, but more interestingly, well, to me anyway, is the artwork on these 2 Pikachu cards that we've got. And for audio listeners, you've got a picture of Pikachu looking very menacing, and then you've got the VMAX Pikachu, which is just Chonky Chew, essentially, just looking very happy, looking into the skies. And there's like a lot of rainbow artwork in the background as well.
Yeah, I really like the artwork, particularly on that Pikachu V.
Yeah,
very
it looks so
lifelike.
good.
And there is a promo of Pikachu V coming out alongside the set as well.
Oh, did you say there's a promo of Pikachu V coming out? Because there's quite a few promos of Pikachu V coming out via the Pokemon centers in Japan. So essentially, they're holding a campaign where you can get a Pikachu promo pack for every 6 booster packs that you buy. And each pack will contain 1 of 5 Pikachu promo cards, which you can see on screen right now. So do you want to describe it to audio listeners?
Yeah, so you've got 3 very cute Pikachu that are basic Pokemon, all with different attacks. One where Pikachu is running on the top of a cruise ship. One where Pikachu is what looks like in woods and holding a nice flower. One where he is charging a Thunderbolt up in front of a mountain. And then the Pikachu V card, which is a full art Pikachu just ready to use an electric attack, which looks great. And then the chunky Pikachu VMAX card, Gigantamax Pikachu, with 310 hit points. Basically just putting his hands up and celebrating.
Looking for a hug, I'd say, as well.
Yeah, maybe looking for a hug. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it looks very cute. And also, actually, we've seen the sort of artwork for the package, and on the artwork, you can see a Galarian Farfetch'd, very small on the left-hand side. You can see a Charizard going towards the huge VMAX Pikachu as well. So yeah, pretty cool artwork for the pack cover art.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what other Pokemon are included in the set. But it's nice to see a set revolving around Pikachu.
That Charizard might actually be Leon's Charizard, because the Pokemon Center stores will be selling a box that contains 2 booster boxes of the set, a deck box, card sleeves, and it'll feature Leon and his Charizard. So we could be getting Leon's Charizard as part of this series, which would be really cool. So do you
it's been a long time since we've had trainer cards.
Yeah,
and
that's
gym
what I was
leader
just
cards.
going
So
to.
that would be cool.
I'd really love to get those. And if it does turn out to be Leon's Charizard, I might actually invest into this set.
Yeah, well, hopefully this set will contain the amazing rare cards that are Japanese exclusives at the moment, because we talked about those on the previous podcast as well. Those are probably some of the most beautiful cards that we've seen in a long time. And if they are, I wouldn't mind picking up a few of those as well.
Cool. I just want to add before I end this segment that some of these images that I've pulled through and the information I've pulled through all comes from pokebeach.com. We'll have it in the description later. But a huge shout out to them. They mainly focus on TCG news, so they're a good resource if you're not patient enough to wait for our podcast. But yeah, definitely give them a click and show them some support, because they've helped us out here. But yeah, that is it for that news. I'll go on to the next topic if you're ready.
Let's do it.
Gotta watch 'em all, Pokemon. I nearly forgot the well, I did forget the sort of
you forgot your own song.
Yeah, for this segment. But Pokemon Journeys, what is happening in the world of Pokemon Journeys?
We have confirmation of when the next arc, so the next 12 episodes of Pokemon Journeys will be out in the US.
Mm-hmm.
So it's dropping on the 11th of September. We think it will be 12 episodes. It may be a couple more to help catch up.
I can probably say you're very, very close on the mark of it being 12 episodes, because I think when they first announced how they were distributing it in the US via Netflix, they said it would be in core batches. So yeah, it's probably going to be 12 episodes, like you speculated.
The only question is whether they're going to play a couple more because of the delays to the Western release because of COVID and all of those things. So they may put a couple more out. I doubt it, but they may.
I don't necessarily think they will. I think it's pretty... I think, if anything, the Pokemon anime at the moment is actually far closer to the Japanese release than it traditionally has been. I think XYZ or Alola, one of those two, was about 6 months behind at some point.
Yeah, Alola was about 6 months
I think you're only 3 months behind at this current point, because we're on episode 33, I believe, at the moment. So yeah,
that's not bad.
So actually, no, you're pretty close, if anything. So yeah, not too bad. It is torturing me that you're still not watching the Japanese version, because the new opening came out and there's so much to speculate on it. It's unreal. I was like the crazy guy with the whiteboard, just talking to myself about it. But hey ho, that's how the cookie crumbles. But we'll go on to the next topic if you like. Have you been? Sorry, I meant to ask. Have you been watching Pokemon Journeys at all?
I have, and I'm loving it. And I think we should do an episode at some point where we do a spoiler cast.
What episode are you on at the moment?
I am about to start 7.
Okay. So you haven't even hit the one episode I want you to hit yet. Oh, dude. Okay.
Which episode is that?
Well, I think it's episode 9.
Okay.
It was episode 9 for the Japan release, so I'm hoping it's the same for Western. But enough of me talking about Japan, because you hear that every other day or every other word. We'll go on to the next topic. So this is Thou Art Amazing, which for most people is a double pun. But this comes by way of... one second. It comes by way of Jetopyon on Twitter. So it's JETOPYON on Twitter. So this art was done by them. Their Twitter account is at private at the moment, so I couldn't get the original image. But one Philip J. Woodward decided to make a video based on the image, and I thought we would have a listen, because he especially did this for the fan art. So the fan art is of Snake and Pikachu. Have a look.
Pikachu. What's this Pokemon?
Pika!
A Charmander.
Pikachu!
So, it's a fire-type Pokemon. That must mean it's weak to water. Squirtle, I choose you!
Squirtle!
Big thank you to Philip J. Wood for letting us use that. He's very talented. Check him out on Twitter at Phil J. Woodward. But yeah, he does the best snake impressions ever. So yeah, definitely check him out. And he also does the artwork for the PokeRamble podcast, as you can see by the sort of border that we use. Not the one that Trump talks about, but I'll move on.
It does.
Should I?
It does surprise me that we've never had anything really talking about the Pokemon War. Like, it seems like a really obvious movie theme, or maybe like a spin-off series. But that artwork really made me think of that, because obviously Lieutenant Surge and his Raichu famously fought in the Pokemon War. But it's strange that we've never really had any kind of big references or big story arcs that focus on it.
Yeah, I think if anything, we would have had a focus on the Pokemon War during the XY and XYZ series with AZ, but I don't think we ever really got to know AZ or that sort of story arc, so yeah, it's a missed opportunity. Maybe the manga goes into detail. I haven't really read the manga at the moment, so perhaps that's where we'll find it. I don't know, I'll report back one day. But there's far more important questions, so we'll move on to the next segment. Whether Helioptile is Pokemon Sleep. Now, interestingly enough, this week we went to Pokemon Virtual Fest, and we think we might have something for the people, so I'll just play the clip now.
Look at this one on the left.
Hang on a minute, Pokemon Sleep confirmed?
That's what this is. This is Pokemon Sleep confirmed. In this building, they must be developing Pokemon Sleep. Look, there's a door.
Let me in.
Can't get in.
Let me in.
I'm literally
We
trying to
need
click on the
Pokemon
door
Sleep
to
for
open
our
it.
viewers. Otherwise, we won't be relevant anymore.
Guys, seriously, this is us trying to give you Pokemon Sleep. We're doing everything we can.
Yeah, we were doing everything we can to give you Pokemon Sleep, but we can't get in the building. Do you suspect we'll be able to get in the building anytime soon?
I literally, like, every time that you were distracted by something else, I would go back to that door, and I was just trying to hammer it down or click on something or glitch into it.
Fair enough.
I'm telling you, Pokemon Sleep development is happening right there in Pokemon Virtual Fest. Hopefully the door will open in a couple of weeks' time.
Hopefully. But talking about a couple of weeks' time, next segment. It's the podcast form news roundup. What is this about a Copperaja I'm hearing?
Yeah, so lucky people in America, you can get your hands on a special crystal that will summon a Cooperaja G-Max event. So head to GameStop, you'll need the GameStop Pass app, and you can basically download a code that will then let you enter it in Sword and Shield, and it will get you a Cooperaja.
Why do you call it a Cooperaja?
I don't know, because that's what it is. It's like the Raja is the royalty, isn't it? That we used to ride on elephants.
And the first part's the copper because it's green.
Copperaja. Okay, fair enough.
Come on, dude. Come on, don't do me like this. Don't do me like this.
Fair. That's fair. But yeah, you can get the special event if you're in the US. It's a repeat of the event that was in Europe and East Asia earlier this year. So you haven't missed out on anything if you've been keeping up with the events. But go check it out if you're in the US.
Is it even worth doing?
At this point, probably not. I imagine that given that we've had a promoted event for the Copperaja, then there's probably no need to go and get the crystal. But I don't know if it comes with a special tag, that it says it was found in a special location or something. So,
and is it even still happening with GameStop? Because it seems a bit questionable.
Yeah, there was talk that it was probably not in the best interest to encourage people to go to GameStop just for a Pokemon code. But in the end, it was overruled. And apparently, it's going ahead.
Okay, fair enough. Well, if you're that hardcore about Copperaja, enjoy. But there is something else happening in the Pokemon games, and that's that water and ground types are featuring in raids at the moment till the end of the month.
Yeah, so after the Pikachu event that took place last weekend, we've gone back to the water and ground promoted raids. You've got until the end of the month to catch any water or ground Pokemon that you were trying to get your hands on. There are also a couple of promoted Gigantamax Pokemon as well to go alongside that.
Fantastic. We shall move on to the next section.
I do actually have one more for the general news roundup.
Actually, yeah, pull me on that because I completely forgot.
It's actually not on the list that I sent you. So in the general news roundup and on the Pokemon website, apologies, don't have an image for this today. The Pokemon movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, is getting a westernized manga. So if you want to go and pre-order that, you can do. It is a manga of the movie. The artwork is very akin to classic manga rather than the art style of the movie itself. So absolutely go and check that out. It's on the main Pokemon website. They're advertising it everywhere. You won't miss it. But yeah, you can get your hands on the manga for Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Do you know how much it is? Because I know typically you can get a manga for about £5-6.
I am on the website right now. I can't see a price point, but I'm going to the external site. $9.99.
Okay, that's very decent priced, especially for a movie manga. I guess
that's
not
dollars. Well, it's dollars, so convert that to pounds. It's more like $7.50.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'll probably buy it. Are you gonna bother buying it, or?
I might do. It'd be a cool collector's item.
Yeah, let us know if you're gonna buy it at PokeRamblePod@gmail.com. But yeah, I think I'll have a little snatch of that. Actually, there was one more thing on the general section, and that was that the Pokemon Company have introduced the Play! Pokemon Podcast, and the first episode is them talking about TCG, VCG, so the Pokemon and the decks featured in the past 3 weeks in tournaments, and also they shine a light on some of the people that have featured in the Pokken Tournament DX tournament.
If you've been following the online cups for TCG, VCG, and Pokemon, then absolutely go check it out because it's very interesting. Obviously, they've noticed the success of this podcast and want to capitalize on the Pokemon podcast audiences that are out there. Thankfully, they don't run at the same time, so there's no excuse for not watching both. But yeah, go check them out. It's a cool podcast.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more featured on, or more skewed towards the goings on in the sort of TCG and VCG or VGC.
Tell you what they won't be talking about.
What?
And that's a weekly update on Pokemon Sleep.
Yeah, exactly. See, we're the only ones trying to keep them honest. They're even
we are
trying
the
to keep
number
themselves
one
honest.
news source. We're the number one news source for Pokemon Sleep right now.
That's a bit of a stretch, but yeah. We'll move on to the next section. We've got a mystery gift. It's the mystery gift section. And actually, it's a pretty cool one this week. It features a Chansey and some manhole covers. So this comes by way of Cassandra Lord at Live Japan. We'll have the link in the description. But what's happening with this, Amit?
Yeah, so following on from our manhole cover adventure in Pokemon Virtual Fest, in Fukushima, you can actually go and find 9 different Chansey-inspired manhole covers with Pokemon like Arrokuda, Wishiwashi, Stantler, Ponyta are the ones you can see on screen, and there are 7 others as well to go and find. So there's a really cool football one with Reboot.
Bear with me 1 second, because I'll pull up these individual images, but I thought I'd put something from the article. So essentially, in Japan, it's not too strange to see manhole covers that have like designs on them by different companies, and I know the Pokemon Company have done this before with Eevee.
Yep.
But this is happening in Fukushima. So Chansey is known as Lucky, pronounced Raki, and is a Pokemon said to bring joy and happiness with it. So the Pokemon brings luck with it. This type of joyous luck is known as Fuku in Japanese, which is also the first character of Fukushima, or Lucky Island. So it's a bit of a pun there, having Chansey in this sort of area, I guess, in Fukushima. So let's look at some of the designs. I've got 6 up at the moment. So you've got Stantler and Chansey, you've got Chansey and Rapidash, Chansey and Ponyta, Chansey and Reboot playing football, which is really, really cool. I think that's probably my favorite of these 6.
I think also, my favorite is the next one.
And also the one with the Cascoon and the Cherry Blossoms, and the Silcoon and Cherry Blossoms, which is really cool.
So my favorite is Blossom and Chansey, where they've got hula skirts on and they're having a little dance.
Just happy little dance, you know.
Yeah.
But these designs are really, really cool. I really like the artwork of it. If I could get like stained glass of it, I probably would.
There were people who went into who did a Easter egg hunt or a scavenger hunt.
Yeah.
To find all the Eevee ones. So I'm sure people will do the same for these, and we'll take lots of nice photos for us.
And I've put the second part of it, and I think it's really cool seeing Chansey with Arrokuda in the stream and a Wishiwashi. I think that's also really nice artwork for it.
Yeah, impressive. That I mean, we've got a Gen 8 Pokemon on it as well, or reboot as well, I guess. But that's cool. It's nice that we've got new Pokemon making their debuts in the real world as well.
Yeah, and there's a little picture of a Chansey next to a manhole cover. Not too happy that Chansey's not wearing a mask, but we'll let it go for now. We'll let it go. But yeah, manhole covers in Japan, Fukushima. If you ever go to Japan, go to Fukushima and check it out, I guess. If you haven't got anything, I'll move on to the last section.
Let's move on.
It's time for Unknown Fact of the Week. What's going on here?
All right, I got a bit of a treat for you this week.
Okay.
So
tell me when to put the image up.
I put the image up now.
Okay.
So on the screen right now, for those of you who don't know, this is Herman Cain. So Herman Cain ran for president. He did in 2001 and 2000, and well, he didn't run in 2011, but he was part of the political movement in that time.
Mm-hmm.
And
is this the US you're talking about?
It is the US, yes, I am. And he made a little speech, which has a quote in it. And I wonder, after I read it,
I know what you're talking about
whether you know where this quote is from. So during his speech in Atlanta, he said, "Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when there's so much on the line, but you and I can make a difference. There's a mission just for you and me. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do." Which, do you want to have a guess where that's from?
Sorry, say it one more time for me.
Say the whole quote.
Yeah, please.
Life can be a challenge. Life can seem impossible. It's never easy when there's so much on the line, but you and I can make a difference. There's a mission just for you and me. Just look inside and you will find just what you can do.
I'm going to go with the classic first Pokemon movie.
It's not the first Pokemon movie. It's actually a quote from The Power of One, or Pokemon the movie 2000, which Herman Cain claimed the quote was from a famous poet, but actually he completely ripped off the second Pokemon movie, stole lines from the movie, and tried to pass it off as a poet. And then 5 years later, came clean about it in 2016 and said, he came clean in 2011, where he said the same quote again in a different speech, but prefaced it by saying, "I believe these words came from a Pokemon movie." So he did own up to it in the end. But when he originally cited it, he claimed that it was from a poet rather than the movie.
Fantastic.
And that is your unknown fact of the week.
Well, I'd vote for him. Anyone that likes Pokemon it must be a good person. Surely.
You maybe should look up Herman Cain.
I retract my statement immediately.
There definitely aren't allegations of sexual harassment against him and all sorts of other things.
So, that's been another episode of the PokeRamble Podcast.
What an ending. How do we do it every week? How do we get to like a really somber ending?
I have no idea. I think it's just like a chemical reaction between me and you that causes it.
I see.
Yeah, probably. It's just natural. But where can the people find us?
You can find the PokeRamble Podcast on all of your good podcast platforms, Spotify, I think Apple Music now. Have a look, it should be there.
No, you haven't, mad lad.
I think, and if I haven't, I've got all of next week on holiday and I will be absolutely fixing it. But I think I got it working.
Brilliant.
So try Apple Music.
Do you know why there's two of us on Spotify at all?
I don't know why. We appear twice on Spotify. I'll figure it out. I'll work it out.
Okay, cheers, man. That's great news.
But yeah, go check all that out. We're on YouTube. Search PokeRamble Podcast. We're also on Twitch. Twitch.tv/KamelH. You can watch the archive of all the podcasts. But more importantly, 7:30 p.m. BST every Sunday evening. We are live on Twitch recording the podcast. Come join us. Come join the lovely people who chat with us during the podcast. Mm-hmm. Some of them we have to ignore because they talk about properties that we will not mention on this podcast. But the rest of them are always very welcome. So come join us and come and have some fun with us as we record the podcast live.
Yeah, as always, thank you for joining. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And we will catch you on next week's episode. Goodbye.
Goodbye.